OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. And hi guys, and welcome to Gadget Reviews and to this figure review of Ciri from the Wild Hunt, the Witcher 3 games. And here with me, of course, is my specialist in comic books, comic book characters, and as well as figure collector, dear Logan. And this is my figure, but he's going to do a review of it now for you guys. So, hello, Logan.
Hello. People would think that you turned into this,
Me?
the way we started.
This is my cosplay.
Nice. Someday actually. Good then. So let's make the review until you became a specialist yourself, and then
yes,
you
yes.
can one day, after many collecting years later.
One day you may.
So
This rich piano, rest in peace.
so this is who?
Could say.
Oh yeah. So and this is, as we say, Ciri from the Witcher games. This is the third game, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Good then. So this is her accurate game look as far as McFarlane toys could do the accurate game look. Of course, there is also a figure of Ciri from the TV show, but yeah, it looks not very good. So we'll focus on this one today, as we said, which actually completes the set with Geralt. For this one. Now, first, of course, we'll start with the good old accessories that McFarlane Toys usually gave you. You always get a stand. Why do you actually always get a stand is a different question. Later I'll explain. So it's, again, a simple stand with the Witcher Wild Hunt logo to put your figure on in case that it can't stand actually really good. But this one will. And you also get this cool effect that will show off after that, how actually it goes to the figure. But is this something that she's doing in the game actually? Is that special lightning anime attack or, or something like it?
She moves, she's like really fast.
Great. And actually, guys, this is interchangeable with the swords of the Geralt figure, so you can also use it there. Cool effect, especially with the lightning. And use it now. And I mean, it's, don't know if it counts as an accessory, but you get a sword, of course. So that's first.
It does count.
See it? Yeah, some people don't count the weapons, but I mean,
That's strange.
you do get them, so there are figures that you don't get them. Really good that actually you can see the handle is again painted, because I mean there are companies that don't paint even that as handles, but still this one is it looks okay. I mean, we know that it's not a metal or thing, but still we get a sword, kind of pointy by the way, so kids, be careful. Put it over here. You also get the sheath for the sword, which actually you can take off, but why would you? So I mean, she kind of needs it for the sword over here, so let's also put it now. Good then, let's focus both the camera and the review also. Good then, so this is how she looks in the game. And now I heard that there are people who actually customize the face in terms of makeup, so she's supposed to have more makeup apparently. We can actually can see on the picture there, but still pretty close as far as they did. The scar here, she get it later in the game, or she has it also. Yeah. So does she get this scar later in the game, or somewhere? Okay, but still, I mean, good that they decided to actually have it, because I think that it makes the figure more interesting, and especially if she has it at some point of the game. The hair looks pretty good. Also, usually hair, especially white hair, is very hard to pull off if you don't put some shading on it. This one doesn't have, but still looks really good, especially as a sculpting, and that way you can actually move it more, because when it's long hair you have problems with the movement. Oh, well, yeah, sorry. Good. There is actually some good shading on the clothing, especially the white parts, and here we can see that this part is different color, which usually, again, it's something that not all companies do. McFarlane also don't do it always, by the way, but they do it for this one. A great thing to note is actually that here you have details on the belt, and the things that are supposed to be in cover are actually in cover. This is very cheap trick that again companies do, that those little dots here are not going to be painted, especially on the back, but you still have them on the back here. The paint continues. Usually not many figures, again including McFarlane toys, but for some figures, not many companies paint the back of the figures because they try to be cheap, and you know they are thinking you're going to put it like that anyway, nobody's going to notice. But still, again, point for the belt buckles here, which is again covered, and even this small part over here, you know. In the new spawn figures that McFarlane has, actually those things are not painted. Details like that are not painted. I can't imagine why, but okay. So also you have in this part over here, which is great, and it actually does not stop the articulation because they decided where exactly to put it. Now, of course, we can say that you need some paint over here, but again, these are small details that I think that work okay, especially when we see the picture. Yes, sure, they're kind of gold or something like that, but here it works. And again, it's a $20 figure, so we can't have all the colors always, but they have the details. They like could have like gold caps, yeah, but they have the details. I mean, they're here. It's not just flat plastic, so it's again okay. And you do have some shading, and on that it's not just kind of brownish plastic. And then we get to the boots, which are again okay. No buckles or something that needed to be painted, except maybe one over here. So really good in details. Actually, this is one of the early things that McFarlane Toys actually put out. Probably that's why it's still good. So now in terms of articulation, you pretty much have and what Geralt can do, but the plastic on Ciri is actually a bit better in feeling, and she's not so tight. I mean, you didn't have to heat it and things like that, right?
Yeah. I just got called if you hear something. There's a fluffy muffin close to the mic. There's a
it's a big monster for the Witcher. So, yeah, Geralt you needed to heat up as far as I remember, and her you didn't, which is a great thing actually for it. Now, so first, of course, because of the hair sculpt, you can move the head. I know, okay, up and down. I mean, it goes up and down better than Geralt actually. Left and right you can do. Even you can even do 360, but then why would you? So, yeah, here he is. Let's show actually, yes. You can't do this with him, I mean, because of the hair. Every figure with long hair has this dreaded feeling of not being able to move the head.
Yeah, so his fingers are very hard and hers are very soft. So
yeah, hers are more soft, so you can actually, you won't have any problems with the sword and the different poses that you can.
It's still loose though.
On the sword, yeah.
She cannot have a firm grip on the.
Yeah, that's actually because of the rule again. Even in the other hand, it's kind of the other hand actually works a bit better if you try to finagle it a bit, but it's still, yeah. It's as if this sword is not for her or something like that. But when you do with both hands, I mean, if you try to do this pose here on the picture, it would be a bit better. So now, as we say, you do have bow jointed shoulder over here with, if you can see it because I lose focus, but I think you see it over here, this is the so-called butterfly joint, which is supposed to give you more movement, but still, and it kind of does one movement that you can do over here, yeah. But the idea of a butterfly joint is that it's supposed to give you more movement like that, and McFarlane's butterfly joints still don't work okay. I mean, they are there, but you can kind of do without them. Especially if someday I'll bring one of my Spider-Man figures who actually have butterfly joints to show how it is supposed to work. Yes, so you can do it without, and it's even put at area so that you can't even see it. But it is there, so I mean, you do get it. You have a bicep swivel and over here, and great thing for the scoping over here. Actually, yes, really good. It's usually it's very hard to pull off that bicep swivel when you have figures with clothes. Then we do have double double jointed elbow again over here, which makes more than 90 degrees so that she can actually grab her sword. I love doing poses like that with figures who have swords because you can just do ooh and yay, and then cool things happen. So, and that's again on both hands, and of course she has an ball jointed wrists over here, which still it's actually the ball joint is a bit better hidden in Geralt's figure here. You can kind of see it, and it's still an old technology to be able to see the ball joint. I don't know why they are still using this when actually when I showed you the Doctor Strange figure, Hasbro figured out this problem a long time ago. But still, you do get a movement in up and down, and you can also do full 360 degrees. I hope that someday they will fix the thing with the ball joint. Now, the best part is, of course, that you still have up crunch and swivel left and right, and the up crunch is hidden under the rubbery part of the clothes here. So you do have it. It is kind of stiff, but it is there actually. So for your enjoyment. Then we have again the ball jointed hips over here with the typical McFarlane joint. We're going to look under the skirt now, yes. So with the typical McFarlane joints over here that has the ratchets, which actually work okay here, but there is another place that they don't work okay, but we'll show later. I forgot to show it on the Batman figure.
She's so much softer than the Witcher.
Yeah, it's really easier and kind of better feelings for the fingers to play with this figure actually than with Geralt. No tie cut or something, and the movement here is not so much. They still need a tie cut in some places, and some of the newer figures actually have it. So some of them have it, others don't. I don't know why. Double jointed knee, of course, which looks again okay, especially if you want to do something like would be nice. And of course she can kick, and we can even do a karate split if we decide. Not that she's going to do it, but still, nothing in the boot over here. You have the movement in the air up and down.
That's a typical
You
Cynthia rock.
oh yeah. So does she know? Does she know? So and you kind of have a movement like that. So this is not exactly ankle pivot because they still need to figure out what to do with the ball over here. I mean, you can get ankle pivot, but for this you have to turn over here to grab it over here and to turn. If you remember the Doctor Strange review, I showed you a really great ankle pivot. Hasbro have this part a bit better than it, although I love both companies. But here actually the ball joint is really good hidden under the boot, so again points on that. If they're going to use a ball joint, at least they should be able to hide it really good, and here it happens. And of course you have again in the toe articulation, so great, you can do lots of things with that figure. Let's see it actually how she stands with Geralt, who is over here. We need to. Well, you're going to have fun figuring out how to make a new one. So that's always fun. Okay, so he really feels stiffer, kinda. Which yeah, and the plastic feels different, maybe because he has different things on it. So this is how they stand on each other. She's still a bit above actually, 7 inches, but they are okay. I mean, she's supposed to be that tall, kinda, right? Not supposed to be towering over him or something. So
they're perfect. They're perfect.
so I think they're okay like that. Great. You can. This is actually right. This is kind of the same sword, but not exactly. I think they used only this part that is the same, and the others actually not. So the blade is different, and some of the handles, yeah. Although his has more details over here, but I think that
part is shorter.
yeah.
That part is.
So is it her supposed to be flat like that, or only his has the details, or?
See on the picture there.
Oh yeah, but probably it's supposed to be like that kind of. Yeah. So good. It looks not as gray actually. So good then. So yeah, they sit really good next to each other, as we said, and you already saw her on a horse on some photos.
On Instagram.
Nice. Yeah. Good then. And now let's try actually to show off some of the poses so that we can show and how she can use the The effect, okay. Let's say that it's like that. And the effect you actually have to slide it kind of over here. Was it like that? Yes. I didn't have time to play as much with that figure.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have to try it like that. Ah, okay, yeah. Now it looks even more cool. Great. So yeah,
Yeah, the plastic is light, but still,
it is.
because
Yeah.
it's a very big effect. It's kind of heavy, so you gotta be
Mhm.
careful how you pose it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be always with maybe with two-handed poses for that. But yeah, great figure. Way better than the TV show one actually, because McFarlane are still not good in doing real people's faces, but when it's a face from a comic book or for a game, they are doing great job as far as we said. So only thing, as we said, if you are a customizer or something like that, sure you can do the face and you can do those details, but otherwise there are many other details that are actually here. So that's a great thing. I mean, I prefer having the belt buckle here than those things, because this is a more prominent part. That if this was just flat plastic, then not very good. But everything
Okay.
else is really great.
So, compared to other female figures in general, this is one of the best I've seen in terms of
Hmm.
detail, craftsmanship. You know, when you start with the hair, the face, everything just really, really good, and it sits firmly on its place.
Yeah,
It just
and as I said, better hidden, some of the ball joints hid, especially in the boot, than actually what is with Geralt. I mean, we can kind of see a bit more. So yeah, especially here on the boot. I mean, here we can see a ball joint. Here we know that there is a ball joint, but it's really not as visible as others. But I do hope that someday they're going to start using another technology for that. So yeah, the only problem, as I said, with these ball joints that McFarlane has, and because they're ratchet joints, which supposed to make to for the figure to sit a bit better, is that you can actually not always put it when she's like that. You can't always put it in a straight pose, which I mean you can, but you have to do again that. The Is this the left or the right one? Because on the camera, this one works better actually than on others McFarlane figures that I have, and it's kind of softer, so they can do it and a bit better in some of the other places, but really, really great one. We said, I think they have it in with other costume. But that's everything that they have so far. I mean, some uh,
they have Ciri
options.
McFarlane.
So yeah, with powers was it? Yes, and some get out with other costumes. That's what we have from the game so far.
Effective
Yeah.
powers, yes.
So
With
yeah.
the blue costume and no iris on the eyes.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Good
So
one.
guys, that has to be it. Do you have to add
Yeah, no,
something?
no, that's it.
Yeah, I would definitely give this figure like, well, uh, maybe a 9 out of 10. Not that I have a lot to compare it to, but in terms of female figures, great. It's awesome, and in terms of how they did it, it's great. I mean, I like pretty much everything about it. So, and this is my favorite scale because especially for female figures, 18 centimeters, it's a lot better than just well, how many? 16.
We're going to see after you buy a Wanda someday. She's a 6 inch. So
I know, but yeah,
let's see what will happen.
it's better when it comes to figures. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short review of my new figure, and thank you, Logan, for doing it.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, guys, if you'd like to follow me, links down below. If you'd like to help me out, OnlyFans, where I do all of my coaching with everything else, Patreon, all those things, you know where to find me. Thank you for watching, and until next time, with me, Gary Reviews and Logan. Bye for now.
Yeah.
Yay!